You've said a lot of awesome things. I think I'm probably going to take that away the most. That's awesome. Such good advice. Let's circle back to the 7 R's.
Yeah, we need to talk about the 7 R's, man. You mentioned it earlier. Can you elaborate on that as well?
Yeah. Okay, so here's the 7 R's. Number 1, reverse engineer. Number 2, research before you press record. I'll go through them twice. Number 3, record. Number 4, release. Number 5, rocket and rank your videos. Number 6, review. Number 7, repeat. So number 1, reverse engineer. I think this is the ultimate tip in any endeavor because it's starting with the end in mind. And here's the questions you'd ask. What's the point of my YouTube channel? Like, who is it that I want to reach? What would winning look like? It's kind of high level. Mm-hmm. You also say, what's the point of this video? Not every video has the same intent. Is the video meant to recommend an affiliate product and make money? Is the video meant to go deeper with your subscribers? You might title the video like channel update, update from Sean. Well, that's probably not going to do super well, but the purpose of the video was to talk to the people who already know. So what's the purpose of the video? What is the purpose of the channel? And then how's this video going to make money? Just starting with the end in mind. And no matter what you're doing in business and in life, you always are going to make better decisions if you start with the end in mind and work backwards. Mm-hmm. Number 2 is research before you press record. At this stage, now you're doing keyword research and your goal is to define the title and the thumbnail before you even shoot your video.
Right.
You're going to have a huge advantage if you think about what is the compelling idea, what is the title, and it'll help even more if there's keyword research. And that's getting into some of the more tactics. But now, not only do you understand the purpose of the video, but you're actually dialing in specific research to verify. And this is, I'm sure, how people think. Is this going to be worth my time? Am I going to get the most bang for my buck in putting my energy into this video? So now you know that, like, well, if I'm going to make this video on 5 tips for helping you lose weight fast for wrestling, you're like, well, that's a really clear idea. Now, what's the thumbnail going to be? Okay, cool. I haven't even pressed record yet. So when I go into number 3, record, this is now you're going to sit down and record your video. You have outlined it a little bit. You know what the big idea is. And so for the record phase, outline your video. I don't script my videos, but I do bullet points. And so I know, and a good example, 5 ways to lose weight fast for wrestling. Number 1, go running with the saran wrap around you or whatever. Number 2. And so you know what the 5 tips are. And you might just write those on your phone. You don't have to do some major big script. Like, you just are organizing your ideas ahead of time. You also don't just shoot your video, but you also maybe do photography for your thumbnail in that moment because you've already thought through it. An afterthought is someone goes, oh yeah, YouTube thumbnails are important. Mm-hmm. You've already defined at least the concept. Like, let me make sure I take a picture or like pull one. So then you record your video. Next one's release. This is getting it ready to be released to the world. So you're going to title it, description, tags, end cards. That's a lot, especially if you're new to YouTube. But it's that phase of optimizing the video and getting it ready to be made public. The next one's rocket. And now you want to release it to the world and rocket it out there. It's like a space launch. And you're shooting your video out there. And then your goal is, if you've done everything right up to this point, because you've researched well, there's good tags, it might just perform well on its own. Mm-hmm. Once you've done YouTube for a while, when you look in the back end, you can actually see there's like the YouTube analytics actually are like this blue line shooting the video out. And sometimes it flatlines and doesn't quite break through the atmosphere. But your goal is to actually have the video keep going. And that's what can happen, is it keeps being suggested and recommended by the algorithm and showing up in search. So a true successful rocket launch is a video that flies on forever, until the next generation, to a galaxy far, far away. I just mixed up references there. But ultimately, the video just shoots off and keeps on going. And then some don't. Some, you'll see a little arc. They're like, and it's not a dud, but it just kind of flatlines. It reaches maybe a few subscribers, and then you just get back at it. So the 7 R's are a system that you repeat over and over again. And then the other thing, though, when you're rocketing it is, yes, it may do well up until this point, but now, especially when you're starting, it's time to do hand-to-hand social media combat. It's time to do whatever you can to burn as much jet fuel to get viewership around this video. So I'm going to share it on Twitter. If I have Instagram stories, it's up to you. You don't have to do all of these. I post it on my LinkedIn wall. I go on my Instagram stories. I'm like, hey, new video out today, swipe up. Maybe you don't have the swipe up feature. Put the video in your Instagram bio. Put your YouTube channel in your email signature according to your niche, because you want people to be aware of your YouTube channel. Get on Reddit if there's a certain conversation you should be in referencing your YouTube video. Jump on Clubhouse, a new trending app, and maybe people follow. So it's actually leveraging all of the tools that you have. Listen, here's the mentality. Go door to door.
Right.
Go into your neighborhood. Knock, knock. Hey, is anybody here watch YouTube? Dude, why the heck are you on my porch, man? This is a pandemic. Why aren't you wearing 2 masks? The CDC just updated. And so, but it's this idea of you got to grind, especially early on. You got to go for it. And if you opened up a coffee shop in a local town and you were small town rules talking to everybody, you'd be telling everybody, hey, come by the new shop, come out my new shop. So you want to attract the right subscribers. To be clear here, you actually don't want people subscribing that aren't going to still be interested in it, but or long-term interested in your channel, because that doesn't actually help you. If like your mom subscribes, but she never clicks on your video, that's not helping the algorithm. But if there's anyone in your world who drinks coffee, you're going to tell them about your new coffee shop that you just opened up. So you do whatever you can to spread the word. Then the next one's review. And I would encourage you on this post your first 30 videos before you worry too much about this. But this is where you review your analytics. The definition of insanity is to do the same thing over and over, expecting different results. So once you've got enough of a sample size of videos, you go back, and success leaves clues. What can I learn from my analytics? Which topics did best? How, like there's even audience graphs, retention graphs. Wow. People watch the beginning, but they lose their attention when I do this segment of my video. This all sounds kind of complex, but you can learn little by little, a little bit per day. And this is why it's also a system. It's like a cycle. And then finally is repeat, the final R, because you want to repeat more intelligently next time. Now, after what did you learn from that entire process? What did you learn? If the video did really well, should you make a part 2? That's a huge way to follow up a banger video, because someone loved the fact that you just talked about decluttering your closet. So their next video is about best tools for decluttering your closet. And everyone who loved that first one's being recommended the second. Should I make a part 2? Should I not make that topic and maybe pivot topics? How could I be more intelligent next time because I'm more comfortable on camera and shoot a batch of videos? What series should I make next? What did I learn from my analytics and reviewing my videos? Wow, that was very profitable. So it's thinking about ways to repeat more intelligently. And we go super deep in our content on all of the R's. This was kind of the surface level, but then you go back through them. So even if that was a lot, and that's something to re-listen to on the podcast, but like, you then go, okay, review, that's over my head, man. I don't even know what I'm looking at. You just keep doing it. If you do those 7 R's each week, even you could do the rapid level, like you could do this in an hour, like reverse engineer real quick, get a concept, write the things on a sticky note, shoot a 5-minute video on your phone, no editing, upload it, type in the title. You could do the 7 R's like in a quick format, or you could get super fancy and make it as long as you want. But the more you go through, and the more you keep looking at the data, what gets measured gets improved. You start to see trends. You start to notice things. It'll start to steer and help you make data-driven decisions so that your next content is more informed and more strategic. And if you use that 7R system and commit to posting a video a week, and then have the grit and the determination to just keep going deeper and learning and continuing to study and whatnot, you can get crazy results on YouTube. And that kind of brings some structure and some organization to it.